Hi, a couple of years ago I bought that Zassi security camera system and I made 4 videos about it. Basically talked about the ins and outs of that camera system. Link below in case you want to check it out. So despite some issues such as the app which would crash every now and then, I kind of liked it and I thought it was a good value for money. Besides, that problem with the app got resolved over time, which made it even better. However, almost 3 years later, right now I'm at a point that I'm dealing with 2 rather major issues with that camera system. And because of those, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to stop using it and look for a replacement. Even today, a lot of people still ask me questions about that camera system. Do I still use it? Do I still like it? How should I do this? How should I do that? And so on and so forth. So I figured I should make a final video about it and sort of update you about my situation with that Zassi security camera system and let you know why I decided that I can no longer use it. First of all, to better understand what exactly is going on, let's have a look at my camera setup here. This is my house and the NVR is located here. I have 1 camera in the garage, 1 in the house, and 2 in the backyard. These 3 are perfectly within the wireless range of my NVR, which is good. This one though is just a little bit too far and it can barely connect to the NVR. So to fix that problem, I had been using a cool feature that I mentioned in one of the videos. Basically, I was using this camera as a repeater. So not only the camera in the garage was connected to the NVR, but it was also rebroadcasting the NVR's network to extend the range of it so the other camera could connect as well. This repeater setup was working absolutely fine until I upgraded the NVR's firmware a while ago. And ever since the firmware update, unfortunately this option is not working anymore. The thing is that I even tried to downgrade the firmware to what it was before to see if I can bring back the repeater function to life, even though I personally don't like doing that and I always prefer to have the latest version installed, but I couldn't even find my NVR on their website to download the firmware file. For some reason, the NVR goes by 2 different model numbers, one written on the back and one when you log into the software, but neither of them actually existed on their website. And if you're wondering how I upgraded the firmware in the first place, I actually used the automatic online upgrade in the NVR software. Well, at this point, I probably could have contacted their support, maybe they could help me with that, but unfortunately there is a second problem, which is even worse than the first one, at least for me. So this, what you're looking at, is actually the footage from this camera which is in the garage. Now, you might be wondering why it is not showing anything. Well, it is because the garage is dark. Again, you might be wondering how come it has not switched to the night vision mode, because it should automatically when it is dark. You're absolutely right, and that's exactly what the problem is. I live in Arizona, and in case you might not know, it gets really hot here for about 6 or 7 months a year. And by really hot, I mean scorching hot. Now, I realized when the temperature is around 105 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, for whatever reason the camera in the garage does not switch to the night vision mode. The camera itself seems to be working fine, I mean when I turn on the lights, but as soon as I turn off the lights, it cannot activate the night vision. At first, I thought maybe there was something wrong with this particular camera, so I tried the other cameras in the garage and they all had the same problem. The thing is that when the cameras are in the backyard, they don't have this problem, because during the day, unlike in the garage, it is bright in the backyard, and by the time it gets dark, it is already cool enough for them to successfully switch to the night mode. However, this summer has been a different story. It is so hot here that even at sunset, the temperature could be still well over 105 degrees Fahrenheit. For example, as you can see here, none of the cameras have been able to switch to the night mode, neither the one in the garage nor the ones that are outside. Well, according to Zosi, these cameras should be able to operate between 14 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. But unfortunately, in my case, it was a different story, and as I said, the night vision stops working at around 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, is there something wrong with my camera system, or maybe that particular model, they all have this problem? Unfortunately, I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe if you have the exact same model and live in a place as hot as Phoenix, Arizona, you could tell me about your experience in the comments below. I also need to point out that I first noticed this issue a little bit more than a year after I purchased my Zosi security camera system, right about the time that they were exposed to the summer heat of Arizona for the first time, because before that I used to live in North California, which doesn't get as hot as Phoenix, Arizona. That's why I don't know if they had this issue right from the beginning, or maybe something went wrong down the road. What I know though is that because of those two issues, especially the second one, unfortunately this can no longer be a reliable security camera system for me, and I'm gonna have to retire it after almost 3 years. Alright, that was pretty much it, and I hope you liked it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, share it if you think others might like it too, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you again, and I will see you next time.